Happy Christmas Eve, everybody, and welcome to today's weather update. So, a very significant winter storm is underway across the Central Plains and is going to be impacting this area all the way through the day after Christmas. So, looking at our current radar, as of 10:25 a.m. Central Standard Time, we currently have light to moderate snow ongoing across portions of eastern Colorado into western Nebraska around North Platte through South Dakota up into North Dakota and rain across portions of Minnesota, South Dakota, and Iowa. And this snow is going to continue to push to the east as the day progresses. Looking at our winter weather alerts, we have some winter weather advisories in effect across south central Wyoming, much of central eastern Colorado, northern New Mexico in the purples. And then we have some winter storm warnings across eastern Colorado around Ray and southwestern Colorado in the mountains near Trinidad. Then in the blues, we got some winter storm watches in far northern Kansas, in southeastern Nebraska around Lincoln and Beatrice. And this winter storm watch is going to be in effect from Monday 12 a.m. Central Standard Time to Wednesday 6 a.m. Central Standard Time, with total snow and sleet accumulations between 2 and 9 inches, ice accumulations around the light glaze, winds gusting as high as 45 miles per hour in east central, northeast, and southeast Nebraska. And then we also, moving up to the north, have winter storm watches in central, northeastern South Dakota, in Pierre and Aberdeen for snow accumulations of 6 to 12 inches and 50-mile-per-hour winds from Monday 6 a.m. Central Standard Time through Tuesday 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. But most importantly, in the oranges here across central northeastern Nebraska, southeastern South Dakota, we have blizzard warnings now in areas like North Platte, Grand Island, Nebraska, and then areas like Huron and Mitchell, South Dakota. And these blizzard warnings go from 12 a.m. Central Standard Time Monday through 6 a.m. Central Standard Time Wednesday, with blizzard conditions expected and total snow accumulations between 10 and 18 inches and winds gusting as high as 55 miles per hour. So this is going to be a very high impact winter storm and blizzard that is going to be occurring especially across Nebraska and South Dakota today, tomorrow, and the day after Christmas on Monday. So make sure you're preparing for a blizzard if you live across these areas. So taking a look at our NamNest model, the 12Z run, here's our snow ongoing. Snow will continue to push east through the day, going into 5 o'clock this afternoon Central Standard Time from Kansas through the Dakotas. And then going into Monday morning, snow will intensify across eastern Nebraska and South Dakota with freezing rain across western Minnesota, northwestern Iowa. And then this is when our storm system will really begin to slow down and stall out as we go into about 12 p.m. Central Time Monday, Christmas Day. Heavy snow ongoing across Nebraska, South Dakota, western Iowa, freezing rain, western Minnesota. And going through Christmas Day into about 6 o'clock Central Time, snow will continue across Nebraska into South Dakota. This will continue all night going into the day after Christmas on Tuesday, where snow will continue all day across South Dakota, North Dakota, Nebraska, even spread into Kansas as we go into 4 o'clock Tuesday, December the 26th. And our storm will gradually begin to weaken as we go into December 27th. But this is going to result in a good 36 hours of snow for many areas across South Dakota and Nebraska, and therefore our snowfall accumulations are going to be very high. So in the blues, we're looking at about 2 to 6 inches of snow accumulation in northeast Colorado, central southern Nebraska, far western Iowa, southern North Dakota. But going into these purples and pinks, we're expecting a good 12 to 18 inches of snow. Could be seeing, and we are likely going to be seeing pockets as high as 24 inches of snow or 2 feet in portions of Nebraska and South Dakota. So make sure you're really preparing for this heavy snowstorm for Christmas Day and the day after Christmas across Nebraska and South Dakota. Looking at Now, the next part is going to be a major ice storm occurring across portions of Minnesota. So timing that out, we're going to be seeing rain through the day today, through this evening, into the overnight. We'll transition to snow across western Minnesota and the eastern Dakotas. But as we go into Monday morning, Christmas Day, this is where we're going to start to see freezing rain enter the picture across Minnesota, northwestern Iowa. And this freezing rain is going to become very heavy as we go into about 9 to 10 a.m. Christmas Day. Could be leading to some very heavy ice accretion. And this will continue through the noon hour with the ice line pushing to the northwest as the day progresses. However, I think northern Minnesota and the eastern Dakotas will get the most ice accretion as we go through Monday afternoon to Tuesday. And this could result in some power outages and tree damage. If the freezing line pushes north slower than expected. So looking at our ice accumulations in the NAMNES model, yeah, we could be seeing a good quarter to half an inch of ice accretion across northwestern Iowa, western northern Minnesota through Tuesday night, December the 26th, with pockets as high as 3/4 of an inch of ice, especially across Minnesota and eastern North Dakota. So make sure you're preparing for an ice storm on Christmas Day and the day after Christmas if you live across the eastern Dakotas, Minnesota, northwestern Iowa. And finally, closing off the video with the official National Weather Service watches, warnings, and advisories map. Winter weather advisories in the purples, winter storm warnings in the pinks, blizzard warnings, as mentioned earlier, across much of Nebraska and the southeastern South Dakota, winter storm watches in the blues, and then a lot of areas experiencing dense fog with dense fog advisories in the gray areas. So make sure you're preparing for this winter storm, especially if you live across Nebraska, South Dakota, Minnesota, North Dakota, as you're going to be seeing a foot to 2 feet of snow and very dangerous ice accretion. Happy Christmas Eve, everybody. Please stay safe and have a wonderful Christmas, my friends.